Hey guys, today we're diving into something we all missed out on in school, how to actually handle money. Think about it. How much time did we spend learning algebra, history, or even dissecting frogs? But no one sat us down to talk about credit scores, budgeting, or building wealth. It's crazy, right? And it's not just a nice-to-know skill. Knowing how to manage money can literally shape the quality of your entire life. Here's the problem. When you don't learn these money basics, you're set up to struggle. So many people graduate and suddenly find themselves drowning in debt, stressed about bills, or stuck in jobs they hate because they don't know how to get ahead financially. Today, I'm going to give you 10 crucial money lessons that schools don't teach but honestly should. These are the real-life skills that help you avoid debt, build wealth, and stay financially secure. Seriously, these are the kind of practical, real-world money tips that can change your life. Trust me, these lessons are the foundation of a solid financial future. So, let's get into it. Hit that like and subscribe button and make sure you don't miss out on this life-changing knowledge. Alright, let's kick things off with the first lesson, financial independence. Now think about this. Schools teach us to aim for a career, but never talk about how to be financially independent. Little wonder many of us don't know what it means to be financially independent. Financial independence means having enough money so you're not relying on others or living paycheck to paycheck. Imagine if school had taught us this from day one. This is the goal to aim for, having enough money to support yourself without having to rely on anyone else. Why is it important? Because when you're financially independent, you get freedom. It means making choices because you want to, not because you have to. Most people work their whole lives but never really achieve it, and it's very sad. Now imagine this. You wake up every morning without stressing about money. You get to choose how you spend your time, pursue your passions, travel the world, or just chill on a beach somewhere. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, it's totally achievable, and it all starts with understanding the power of financial independence. See, financial independence isn't about being a millionaire, though that's a nice bonus. It's about having the freedom to make choices in your life without being limited by money. It's about taking control of your finances so they don't control you. And the best part? It's not rocket science. It's about making smart choices today that will pay off big time in the future. I'm talking about budgeting, investing, and building multiple streams of income. Trust me, once you experience the freedom that comes with financial independence, you'll wonder how you ever lived without it. Next up, passive income. They don't teach this in school at all, but it's one of the most powerful ways to build wealth. Passive income is money you earn without working around the clock, like through investments or side projects. Instead of teaching us how to earn money while we sleep, schools just prepare us to work for a paycheck. Learning about passive income is life-changing because it gives you a way to earn beyond your regular job. Passive income is like having a money-making machine that works 24/7, even when you're not. Now, passive income isn't about getting rich quick. It takes effort up front, but the rewards are so worth it. Imagine having multiple streams of income flowing in, giving you the financial security and freedom you've always dreamed of. A few popular ones include real estate investing, dividend stocks, online businesses, and even creating and selling digital products. Or even creating something like an online course or a YouTube channel that earns you money over time. The idea here is to set up income streams that don't need you to be actively working all the time. School teaches us how to work hard, but it doesn't teach us how to make money work hard for us. And that's what passive income does. Trust me, once you unlock the power of passive income, your financial life will never be the same. Number 3 is credit, and it's a big one. Schools never explain what credit is or why it matters. Credit can determine if you get approved for a loan, the rates you pay, or even if you're able to rent an apartment. Schools don't tell us that building good credit early on can open doors, while bad credit can trap you in debt. Knowing this would save a lot of people years of financial struggle. Think of your credit score as your financial report card. It's a 3-digit number that tells lenders how risky it is to loan you money. A good credit score can open doors to lower interest rates on loans, better credit card offers, and even better rental opportunities. On the flip side, a bad credit score can make life way harder, leading to higher interest rates, difficulty getting approved for loans, and even impacting your job prospects. So how do you build good credit? It's all about using credit responsibly. That means paying your bills on time, keeping your credit card balances low, and not applying for too much credit at once. The key is to use credit responsibly. Borrow only what you can pay back and pay it off on time. Remember, Your credit score is a reflection of your financial habits. Building good credit early on is like giving yourself a financial superpower down the road. Moving on to investing and compound interest. Most schools don't even touch on this, yet it's how the wealthy actually grow their money. Investing and compound interest let your money earn more money, snowballing over time. If we'd learned this in school, more people would have started investing earlier and watched their savings grow exponentially. Investing can seem intimidating, especially because you haven't been exposed to it. But trust me, it's one of the smartest things you can do for your financial future. Think of investing like planting a money tree. You put in a little bit of money now, and over time, it grows into something much bigger. And here's where it gets really exciting. Compound interest. Compound interest is like the magic fertilizer that makes your money tree grow faster and faster. It's basically earning interest on your interest, and over time, it can create a snowball effect that can turn small investments into significant wealth. Not knowing this leaves people missing out on one of the easiest ways to build wealth. The earlier you start investing, the more time your money has to grow. Even if you start with just a small amount over years, it can grow into something huge. The earlier you start, the better the results. Don't be intimidated. You don't need a lot of money to begin. Apps and platforms these days make investing simple and accessible, even if you're just getting started. Next is risk management and diversification. If you've never heard of it, you're not alone. Schools don't teach this either. But this is all about spreading your money across different investments so you're not risking it all in one place. Imagine if school had taught us that instead of teaching us algebra. Let's talk about risk management and diversification. Diversification is all about spreading your money across different types of investments, like stocks, bonds, real estate, and more. This helps to reduce your overall risk. Because if one investment doesn't perform well, you won't lose everything. Think of it like this. You wouldn't bet your entire life savings on one horse race, would you? The same principle applies to investing. I'll delve deeper into specific diversification strategies in later videos, but the key takeaway here is, don't put all your financial eggs in one basket. Now here's a huge one: assets versus liabilities. Schools prepare us to get jobs and get paid, but they don't tell us what to do with the money we make. Imagine how different life would be if they taught us to focus on buying assets with our money instead of splurging on liabilities. An asset, by the way, is something that puts money in your pocket, while a liability takes money out. Assets are things you own that have value, like real estate, stocks, bonds, or even a business. They generate income or appreciate in value over time. Liabilities, on the other hand, are things you owe money on, like mortgages, car loans, student loans, or credit card debt. Knowing this simple difference is the key to building wealth instead of just spending it. The goal is to acquire assets that generate income and appreciate in value, while minimizing liabilities that drain your cash flow. You want a solid base of assets supporting you, not a mountain of liabilities weighing you down. Next is needs versus wants. Schools don't teach us to distinguish between the two, so people often spend money on wants while struggling to cover needs. In today's world of instant gratification and constant consumerism, it's easy to get caught up in the cycle of wanting more, buying more, and ultimately spending more than we can afford. Needs are essential for survival and well-being. Things like food, shelter, clothing, healthcare, and transportation. Wants, on the other hand, are things that enhance your life but aren't essential for survival, like that new gadget, designer handbag, or fancy vacation. If we learned this early on, we'd avoid a lot of unnecessary debt and stress. Learning to separate these can save you tons of money. It doesn't mean you can't ever get something you want, but it does mean being intentional about your spending and making sure you're covering needs before splurging on wants. Number 8 is about avoiding bad debt. Schools don't explain the difference between good debt and bad debt, so people often end up taking on debt that holds them back instead of helping them move forward. Good debt, like a mortgage on a rental property or a student loan for a degree that will increase your earning potential, can actually help you build wealth in the long run. Bad debt, on the other hand, is the kind of debt that keeps you trapped in a cycle of payments and interest charges, draining your cash flow and preventing you from achieving your financial goals. This includes things like high-interest credit card debt, payday loans, and auto loans on depreciating assets. The key to avoiding bad debt is to be mindful of your spending habits, live within your means, and avoid impulse purchases. Remember, debt can be a useful tool when used wisely, but it can also quickly spiral out of control if you're not careful. Number 9 is building an emergency fund. Schools never tell us to save for a rainy day. But having an emergency fund is essential because life is full of surprises, and not all of them are good. Car repairs, medical bills, job loss. These are just a few examples of unexpected expenses that can pop up at any time. That's where an emergency fund comes in. It's a stash of cash specifically set aside to cover these unexpected costs, so you don't have to go into debt or dip into your long-term savings. So, how much should you have in your emergency fund? A good rule of thumb is to have 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses saved up. This will give you a financial cushion to fall back on if you experience a sudden loss of income or face a large, unexpected expense. Start by setting aside a small amount each month and gradually increase it over time. And last but certainly not the least is budgeting. Schools don't teach budgeting, which is probably why so many people struggle to manage money. Budgeting isn't about restricting yourself. It's about giving every dollar a purpose, so you're in control of your money instead of wondering where it went. If we learned this in school, a lot more people would feel financially secure and be able to make their money go further. There are tons of different budgeting methods out there, so find one that works best for you. The key is to track your spending, categorize your expenses, and set realistic limits for each category. So guys, each one of these skills can make or break your financial future. When you don't learn them, you're left guessing and often making expensive mistakes. But knowing them puts you in the driver's seat of your finances. So start applying these lessons, and you'll thank yourself later. Thanks for sticking around, guys. If you found these money lessons helpful, make sure to like, share, and comment below. Let me know which lesson resonated with you the most. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more awesome content on personal finance, investing, and building wealth. See you in the next video.